This video discussion is over Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Chapter 1 talks about the water planet itself, and Chapter 2 talks about Earth structures and the plate tectonics. What I have learned. How old is the Earth? The Earth is 4.5 billion to 4.6 billion years old. You can determine this by the isotope studies of materials and the samples of lead materials from the rock. Earth is about 152 times 10 to the 6 kilometers, or 94 times 10 to the 6 miles from the Sun in June, and 147 times 10 to the 6 kilometers, or 91 times 10 to the 6 miles away in December. This is what keeps the Earth heating and cooling. The surface temperature is about 16 degrees Celsius or 61 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what allows the water to exist as a solid, as a gas, and as a liquid on Earth. The southern hemisphere is made up of the water hemisphere because it is mostly water. And 70% of the Earth's land masses are in the northern hemisphere. There are 3 major types of oceans: the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Indian. The smallest is the Arctic Ocean. The Pacific Ocean covers a little over 1/3 of the Earth's surface and is nearly half of the world's ocean surface. The Atlantic is nearly half the size of the Pacific. The Indian Ocean is primary southern hemisphere, is smaller than the Atlantic, but it is deeper. The Earth is made up of a concentrated layers, which are the crust, the mantle, the liquid outer core, and the solid inner core. Plate tectonics is when the seafloor is spreading in a uniform model. There are different types of plate tectonics. There is the divergent, which is moving apart, the convergent, which is moving together, and the transform is when they slide past each other. At the rate of the seafloor, they are spreading generally 1 to 20 centimeters per year. Around Earth, there are 40 areas of isolated volcanic activity called hotspots. These are found under continents and oceans, the center of the plates, and at the mid-ocean range. The continental crust is formed from gigantic rocks, which are less dense than the ocean's crust. The top of the mantle is focused on the crust to form the ridge, lithosphere. The lithosphere floats on the deformable upper mantle, or the atmosphere. The pressure breathes and the elevated continues and depresses the ocean basin to keep the balance of the vertical adjustments of the crust and mantle. This is known as isotopy. Some things that I have found interesting through these 2 chapters are that Earth gets its layers by accumulating material by building on top of one another. The GPS consists of 24 navigational satellites. 21 are operational and 3 are active. Some things I would like to learn more about would be the Earth in general. Although this is where we live, we should know more about it, don't you think? I would also like to know how exactly the plates move. Yes, they move side to side, moving together and across one another, but how? Questions I have about this discussion over chapters 1 and 2 are how exactly do they know how much water is in each ocean, where each ocean ends and starts, and how deep are these oceans? How old is the world today? Yes, we talked about it in chapter 1, but how old is it today, as of today? Will the continents ever touch again? Yes, they have touched at one time, but will they ever touch again in the future?